Take a moment, if you will, and ask yourself, how hard is it to play some of your favorite game series? Well, for me, not hard at all, since all I have to do is launch Steam, open up Master Chief Collection, and pick between 6 games in the series that I want to play. This applies to most long-running series today, since in the year 2022, it's easier than ever to access classic entries while also being able to purchase new ones. But sadly, this isn't a channel about Halo or Mega Man. This is a channel about... And of course, before we begin, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you end up enjoying the video. And now, on to the main point. Alright, so it's no secret that Fire Emblem's popularity has been exploding for the past 10 years for many reasons, with even a spin-off being able to sell more than 1 million copies, which is very impressive for a series that certainly did exist in the olden days. Oh yeah, and there's also the mobile game that's made $1 billion and has completely trounced all of Nintendo's other mobile efforts. So, that of course begs the question, how many main series Fire Emblem games can you currently purchase outside of Japan? That's right! Since you can no longer directly add funds to your 3DS, Awakening, Fates, and Echoes have been pretty much completely wiped off the map, meaning you can currently only purchase 3 houses, which is completely asinine considering how much they try to get you to play the old games. For example, Smash Bros. Is a fun crossover series, but it's also an incredibly effective marketing gimmick. Oh, did you enjoy playing as the elf boy that goes "Hyah!" in Smash? Well, looky here, kid. Here's a demo of his most iconic game that you can also conveniently purchase on our WiiWare channel. Isn't that just dandy? Smash is also notorious for having a lot of Fire Emblem characters, with Smash Ultimate having 8 of them, a lot more than other, more popular series. And yet, out of those 8 characters, you can only purchase 1 of their source games, when pretty much every other character on the roster has at least 1 game currently available for purchase. Here's another fun fact. Roy has been my main in Smash since he was released as DLC for Smash 4, since I found his aggressive playstyle incredibly dynamic and fun. So of course I wanted to play the game he was from, right? This was also the day I learned how to patch Japanese ROMs so I could actually understand the game. So yeah, despite Smash making Roy and Ike incredibly popular, I, and anyone else who wanted to enjoy their games, had to resort to piracy, which are all potential sales I missed out on. But hey, how would I know that Smash made Roy and Ike incredibly popular, and this isn't just a situation that I and a few others have experienced? Well, there's the fact that in the first popularity contest for Fire Emblem Heroes, Roy and Ike placed 1st and 2nd over characters from incredibly popular Fire Emblem games at the time like Awakening and Fates, despite the fact that a majority of voters had no access to their games, and they also reference Smash community memes in their voice lines.
Say the line!
Roy!
Roy's our boy!
Speaking of Fire Emblem Heroes, it's also an incredibly effective marketing tool too, seeing as it can expose new Fire Emblem fans to characters they've never seen before, and can get them to want to try out their source games. This happened to me when I first gazed upon the majestic Luke. Once I pulled him and was exposed to his magnificent personality and his masterclass smug prick smile, I knew I had to experience the Legend of Luke for myself. So here's how I went about doing that. So now we're up to 2 potential missed sales, and you can probably multiply that by a couple thousand or even 1 million considering how immensely successful these 2 games are. Now so far I've been mostly complaining about games that were never localized like Binding Blade and New Mystery, and I get that you can't just dump a Japanese ROM on the eShop and expect Western fans to respond well to that. However, they recently showed that they were willing to translate older games when they localized a mediocre NES game that was only available for a few months for some reason. So I don't think it's completely unreasonable to be disappointed at the lack of translations for these games when they're clearly capable, even though that translation was mostly for the 30th anniversary of the series. However, there's just straight up no real excuse for all the other games in the series. Again, the most popular Fire Emblem character period is Ike, and both of his games were localized and released in America. However, due to the series' unpopularity at the time, his games sold poorly and are incredibly rare today. So my question is, 5 years into the Switch's lifespan, how hard can it be to just take the ISOs for Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, and just dump them into the GameCube and Wii emulators that we know for a fact work on Switch due to the Mario All-Star Collection, which features GameCube and Wii games, and then dump that in the middle of a direct, and watch hype-generate as people who like Ike from Smash, and new players who got into the series through 3 houses, celebrate the fact that they can finally play a game that should have been available years ago. Even outside of Ike's games, the other English games have had terrible availability too. Technically, you could get Blazing Sword and Sacred Stones on the 3DS, but you needed to purchase the 3DS before the price drop, meaning that if you got your 3DS after a certain time like I did, you were locked out of being able to play these games. However, there was one console that actually had Shadow Dragon, Blazing Sword, and Sacred Stones available for purchase at any time. It was also the worst selling Nintendo console of all time.
Is this some kind of twisted joke?
By the way, you can't directly add funds to the Wii U anymore either if you happen to own one for some reason. So, you know, that's cool. So despite having the highest selling fighting game of all time pushing the series, Nintendo's most successful mobile game pushing the series, and thousands of new fans falling in love with the series after 3 houses, IS has made absolutely no effort to make the games widely available. It's like the CEO of the company is Dr. Evil.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
And again, having your games available isn't exactly, you know, a novel concept. Like, even most other Nintendo series are pretty widely available. You can even play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on your Switch if you have no self-respect. So it's just so strange to me that Fire Emblem is so uniquely rare, and I personally think IS is fumbling the bag right now. But hey, what do I know of capitalism? My wisdom is nothing compared to our overlords, who decided that adding a mode where you can pet your little sister was a good idea. With all that being said, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and maybe leave a comment on how you think the series should be released in the future. I spent a lot of time editing this video, and helping me stand out in this wasteland is always appreciated. But most importantly, remember to have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.